Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the corporate world, one filing at a time. Today we're diving into Potbelly Corporation's proxy statement. Get ready because this filing has more than just sandwich talk. It's packed with info about how Potbelly wants you to vote. It includes who's on the board, how much they get paid, and a few other interesting bits. This proxy statement, which is basically a voting guide, was sent out to shareholders around April 4, 2025. It's all about their annual meeting happening in May. They're asking for your vote on a few key things like who gets to be on the board of directors and whether or not to approve their accountant. First up, there's the election of 8 directors. These are the people who oversee the company's strategy and make important decisions. They want you to vote for their nominees, so they've listed who they are and what experience they bring to the table. Next, they want you to say yes to their choice of KPMG as their independent accounting firm. This is important because the accountants check their financial statements to make sure everything is accurate. Then there's a non-binding vote on executive pay. This is your chance to give your opinion on whether the top executives are being paid fairly. It's just an advisory vote, meaning the board doesn't have to listen, but they usually do pay attention. Finally, they are asking to be able to offer more shares of stock. Basically, this lets them use more stock options as compensation for employees. The board makes sure most of the people making decisions are independent, not just people from inside the company. They say everyone except the CEO is independent. They have a code of ethics for everyone, directors, officers, and employees. It's like a rule book for how they should behave, and that includes avoiding conflicts of interest. Potbelly separates the roles of chairman and CEO, meaning one person runs the company and another leads the board. This is to make sure no one person has too much power. The board met 7 times. Each director attended at least 75% of meetings. The audit committee deals with risks, financial issues, and cybersecurity. The nominating committee deals with making decisions about the board. The compensation committee deals with compensation, what and how much people get paid. The audit committee reviewed the company's financial numbers with the independent auditors and is happy with the process. Looking at what they paid Deloitte in accounting fees, the audit cost them about 1.3 million and they paid about 400k for tax services. Let's talk about what the board gets paid. Each non-employee director gets a mix of cash and stock worth about $165,000 a year. The chairman of the board gets extra on top of that. Now let's talk about executive compensation. In 2024, Potbelly's numbers improved. Adjusted EBITDA went up almost 15%, meaning they're more profitable. They also opened 23 new shops, which is always a good sign. The digital business grew to 40% of sales. The compensation committee and board of directors approved an increase in Mr. Wright's annual base salary to $750,000. The executives also got some raises. Most of the bonus plan for the top executives depends on how well the company does financially. Only the adjusted EBITDA measure hit 92%. The same store sales metric failed and new shop development was at 0%. They're giving out stock and stock options to the executives, hoping that will encourage them to work hard and increase the share price. Their CEO, Robert Wright, makes $750,000 in base salary, but could earn a bigger bonus. The company doesn't allow officers to hedge company stock. Potbelly's clawback policy means they can take back bonuses from executives if something goes wrong due to their actions. Looking at the summary of what the top people made, Robert Wright, the CEO, made almost $3 million. Steven Sirolis, the CFO, took home just over $1.1 million, and Adam Noyce also made just over $1.1 million. A lot of that compensation comes from stock, as the realized value is up in the hundreds of thousands. The median worker made $23,611 while the CEO made almost $3 million, a ratio of 125 to 1. There was a potential conflict of interest, but it was cleaned up. The company had a business arrangement with a company connected to a former employee. These agreements got reviewed by the audit committee. Looking at who owns the stock, one investment company owns over 10% and BlackRock owns 6%. A lot of employees were late on their paperwork for ownership. If you want to submit a question, here's when and how. The company paid DF King $10,000 to help solicit the votes. Tig now, let's put this filing into context. Potbelly is trying to grow, but they're facing a tough market. They are trying to open new franchise and get more customers into loyalty programs. While sales seem to be recovering, inflation could put that at risk. After going over the proxy statement, here's my take. Potbelly seems to be heading in the right direction. They are growing in key financial metrics and have a well-structured leadership. They have good risk mitigation in place, but the company is still trying to find its place to compete with other fast food brands. While there is a lot of hope, there is also a lot to be left to be desired, as the plan and performance were very slow to take off in recent years and has a lot of catching up to do. Thanks for watching. If you found this breakdown helpful, give us a like, drop a comment, and subscribe for more corporate deep dives.